Welcome to Lit with Ernest, the show where we cut through the noise and get to the heart of great literature. Today, we're talking about Alexander Pope, a man who left an indelible mark on the world of poetry and beyond. Pope was born in London, England, to a family of modest means. His father was a linen merchant, and Alexander was the second of 3 children. What's interesting about Pope is that he suffered from a condition called Pott's disease, which left him with a curvature of the spine and stunted growth. Despite this physical limitation, Pope developed a sharp mind and a quick wit, which would serve him well in his literary pursuits. Growing up, Pope was largely self-educated, devouring books from his father's library and teaching himself Latin and Greek. He was especially drawn to the works of classical authors like Virgil and Homer, whose influence can be seen in much of his own writing. Pope's early life was also marked by a close relationship with his mother, who encouraged his love of learning and nurtured his creative talents. As he entered adulthood, Pope became part of a vibrant literary circle in London, where he befriended other notable writers like Jonathan Swift and John Gay. This group, known as the Scriblerus Club, was dedicated to satirizing the excesses of modern life and promoting a more classical approach to literature. Pope's involvement with the club had a profound impact on his writing style, which became characterized by its wit, irony, and intellectual depth. One of Pope's most significant contributions to literature is his mastery of satire. His poem, The Rape of the Lock, for example, uses humor and irony to critique the social conventions of his time, particularly the excesses of the aristocracy. This poem is a great example of how Pope's work built upon existing literary frameworks while also challenging them. By using classical forms like the epic poem to comment on modern issues, Pope helped to create a new kind of satire that was both intellectually rigorous and accessible to a wide audience. Another key contribution of Pope's is his translation of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. These translations not only introduced classical Greek literature to a broader audience, but also helped to establish Pope as a major literary figure in his own right. His translations are still widely read today, and their influence can be seen in the work of later writers like Samuel Johnson and William Wordsworth. Despite his many achievements, Pope's legacy is not without controversy. Some of his views on politics and society, as expressed in poems like The Essay on Man, can seem outdated or even reactionary to modern readers. For example, his ideas about the nature of humanity and the role of women in society are certainly problematic by today's standards. However, it's also important to recognize that Pope was a product of his time, and his work reflects both the strengths and limitations of his historical context. So what can we learn from Alexander Pope's life and work? For one thing, his example shows us that great literature can be a powerful tool for social commentary and critique. His satirical poems, in particular, offer a nuanced and thought-provoking commentary on human nature, with all its complexities and contradictions. If you're interested in exploring Pope's influence on modern writers, I'd recommend checking out the work of poets like T.S. Eliot or W.H. Auden, who both drew heavily on Pope's style and themes. You might also want to look into the work of contemporary satirists like Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert, who owe a debt to Pope's innovative use of humor and irony in their own critiques of modern society. In conclusion, Alexander Pope's life and work offer us a fascinating glimpse into the world of 18th century literature, with its complex web of influences, ideas, and artistic innovations. Through his satire, translations, and other writings, Pope helped to shape our understanding of human nature, society, and the role of literature in commenting on both. His legacy is a testament to the enduring power of great writing to inspire, provoke, and challenge us, even centuries after it was first written. That's all for today's Lit with Ernest. Like this episode if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about books. Subscribe, because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.